talk about the time you spent when you were here, the time you spent at Drexel, then a brief hiatus you made out to Cincinnati, and then coming back, you coached under Giannini, Bruiser, Chris Mack, and Jay. Tell me a little something that you're taking from each one of them as you try to develop this Ashley Howard program, this Ashley Howard way of doing things. What are some of the things those guys understood?
John Giannini was an unbelievable worker, so his work ethic is something that I watched as a young coach. I watched him do everything, you know what I'm saying, and from recruiting to working players out to doing his own scouts. And the one thing I realized, it's important that you know every aspect of what it takes to run a program, and I learned that from John. You know, whether it's chopping up film, or whether it's ordering gear and setting up travel.
All the details.
All the details. Being able to do everything.
Because you're accountable.
Yeah, there's not one aspect of running a program that I haven't done during my stint as an assistant coach. And John actually gave me opportunity to do everything when I was an assistant here, because we didn't have a lot of manpower. It was 4 assistants and 1 operations guy. We didn't have any GAs or video coordinators. So when I was an assistant here, I was chopping up film, I was checking classes, I was doing a little bit of everything, right? And I learned that from G, that you just want to be able to do everything and have your hand in every aspect. And then, I went on and worked for Brew, and I thought Brew was one of the best teachers of the game in terms of, technique, and particularly on defense. Phenomenal defensive mind. Everything that he did, he broke it down into sequence and had a very effective build-up from like when we would start practice, from how you pressure the ball, how you give a guy space, how you're playing 1 pass away, then incorporating 2-on-2, 3-on-3, 4-on-4, and then ultimately the 5-on-5. And I learned a lot under Brew, mostly it's just how to effectively teach defense. I remember when I was an assistant there and practice would be going on and I'd be coaching offense. He'd be like, yo man, coach defense. And he forced me to look at the game from that perspective, and it's helped me a lot. And then I went to Xavier, and I had an opportunity to work under Chris, and Chris was actually the first coach that asked me to do scouts. So when I went out there to Xavier, I was a little nervous at first, like, man, I hadn't done any scout reports because G did all the scouts,
and then Mikey C.
And then Mikey C did all the scouts, and I was at Drexel. So when I went to Xavier, it gave me an opportunity to really develop my skill set in terms of game preparation, breaking down film, preparing the team to understand like the most important keys of each game, and then being able to.
You got that down pat? You know how to scout now?
I'm not bad.
Last time me and you interviewed, we was up in Conshohocken, and it was the day before or 2 days before. I mean, you had to prepare for Oklahoma in the NCAA tournament game. And we was talking. You was like, Del, I gotta go. I gotta go get ready for Buddy. It's my scout. And so I'm like, okay, Ash got the scout. Now, would y'all beat Oklahoma by that game?
Dudes by like 40. but what you don't know is it was, they crushed us earlier in the year.
Yes.
So it was one of those deals where, our guys were just way better in March or April at that time than we were when we played those dudes in December. And I think Oklahoma may have kind of felt like, we already beat them. We beat these dudes already. We got them, and they ran into a different animal that day. But yeah, that was my scout.
I know. What about Jay, man? What you taking away from Jay?
Obviously, man, I think Jay is the best coach in college basketball. Obviously, the success that we've had over the last 5 years has been unprecedented. And not only is he a great teacher of the game, but, you know, he's just a great man. He demands the most out of everybody, from the managers to the assistant coaches and everybody in between. He is a CEO, like everybody says, man. Like, he is meticulous in every single detail and aspect of how he runs his program. And, you know, he does a good job of marketing and branding the Villanova program also. So I learned a lot just in terms of like how he deals with our alumni, how he deals with, you know, boosters of the program and the supporters of Villanova basketball. I had opportunity to just kind of watch how he moves and the things that are important to him. And then from a basketball standpoint, you know, just how he teaches the game and how he encourages, you know, guys to play with freedom, but still share the ball and buy in the team concept. So the combination of all four of these guys is,
during your stay at Nova, did you watch kids come in and really not grasp what you just talked about, and how hard was that to instill in a super talented kid that just, you know, on sheer ability and athleticism all their life, they've been able to just do whatever they want, and now you're trying to get them to do what you said, buy in, still be aggressive, but share the ball. Is that something you have to teach freshmen, sophomores, or did you recruit guys that already thought that way at Villanova?
I think we brought guys in during my time there that kind of fit the mold, and we would look for that, guys that could shoot, that could dribble, that could pass, that could do all three things really well. And then, you know, once you get them in the system, and you get them in practice, and the competition is intense every single day. I think those guys all figured it out because they were intelligent enough to say, all right, yo, this is how we do things here. And then the other thing that helps is, especially during my time there, like, Ryan Arcidiacono, who was the consummate leader, who brought in Jalen Brunson and showed him the ropes. And then you had Jalen Brunson bringing Colin Gillespie behind him, showing Colin Gillespie the ropes. Then you had James Bell, who brought Josh Hart in, showed Josh Hart the ropes. Josh showed Mikal Bridges the ropes.
So it's a machine at this point.
Exactly. So, you know, that's where they are, man. And it starts at the top with Jay. He's done a great job of building that program up. And I was very, very fortunate to be a part of it. I got